We're joined by Carice Witte. She's the founder and executive director of the Signal Group. Thanks for being with us, Carice. How is China developing its commercial ties with these wealthy Gulf countries?
China's been working with Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, et cetera, for years. They're very interested in the sovereign wealth funds that are some of the last remaining large investment funds that are willing to put their foreign direct investment into China. That's already happening. This new development is more Malaysia initiated, where it's trying to build deeper ties with the GCC, perhaps through China. It's hard to see where China is going to gain more benefits in the way of supply chains and exports. They're already in Southeast Asia and selling to Malaysia as well as the GCC very strongly. And so I think this is more about how Malaysia can connect with the GCC.
Taking place suggests that President Trump was unsuccessful in getting Saudi Arabia and other American allies in the Gulf region to move away from China's sphere of influence.
I think there's a back and forth going on. Saudi Arabia declined to join BRICS. It was invited. It said that it would, but it didn't join in the end. The UAE has joined BRICS. So we see that there's many different kind of plays going on. The GCC is generally open to business with both the U.S. and China. It is turning to the U.S. for a nuclear power deal and looking for a security umbrella from the U.S. It also would like to trade more with the U.S., depending on how those negotiations go. Trump supposedly left the Gulf with billions of dollars worth of deals, and China is looking to expand its relationship. So in spite of the fact that Saudi Arabia is still courting the U.S., it's anxious to push its opportunities there as well. And then MBS can be the most beautiful girl in the room with a large war chest that he can use in either direction. So it's really very much about what all sides can get from the other, and no deals are done and no sides have been taken.
And of course, the US remains reluctant to sell F-35 fighter jets to the UAE. The Americans say that that would undermine Israel's air superiority in the region. Will the UAE and other countries look then to perhaps purchase Chinese-made weapons instead?
It's not all about Israel. Although sometimes Israel might think it is. But in fact, the major factor that has to do with not selling the F-35 to the UAE is the Huawei infrastructure in the UAE that they have not been willing to give up on. There has been concern, and this is not news. I mean, for the last couple of years, this has been in discussion that the United States said, if you want the F-35s, get rid of Huawei in all of your back office infrastructure. And the fear is that through Huawei, it can access the communications, or would be accessing the communications on the F-35, and that would perhaps be a backdoor for China to access the technology that that runs the F-35. So as a result, because UAE refused to give up on Huawei, the United States felt it was that important, even though Trump so badly wants to increase his defense sales to the Gulf, it was that important to give up on the F-35 sale to the UAE. So I think we need to take this factor very seriously, and the fear of tech transfer, not tech transfer through the back door, being a major factor in this deal, and is leading to UAE being willing. They're not willing to give up on Huawei, so they're now turning to China for the same fighter jet that was sold to Pakistan. And this could become a security challenge for Israel, in that it would invite the Chinese to be training and supplying and providing munitions. So I think it's a big concern for Israel. It is a major development, and I think it's worth definitely looking into why the UAE is so bent on holding on to Huawei and why the U.S. will not sell the F-35 in spite of the fact that it sees the Chinese fighter jets coming on the table.
Interesting. Carice, as always, thank you very much. Carice Witte there at Signal.
Thank you.